everybody, MiaMor here, and this is a special collaboration tag. I'm doing it with CosmoPink21. She is a YouTuber. She's from South Korea. I'm from North America. We've swapped questions, so let's get into it. Her first question to me is, why did I choose Korea instead of other countries? And really, I chose Korea because it was the information online was the most accessible. I found the most blogs, the most information from people who have already been here, who taught here, and so I felt more comfortable going with Korea because I just knew that it was legit. I knew that it was okay. There weren't that many problems, so it made me feel more comfortable, more secure. I had more access to the government programs in which I came through, so it was just a lot more easier to do the process, to find out information, to contact people if I really needed to. I had experience and interactions with Koreans in high school. Actually, my friend Yuri from high school, she was the one who taught me how to put on mascara. So the Korean beauty thing started for me way back in high school. But yeah, that's really why I chose Korea. One is, what was my family and friends' reaction when I told them I was coming over here? Every single person in my family told me to go. They all said, this is a great opportunity, make sure it's legit, make sure everything is okay, but definitely go. At your age, which at the time I was 28, they were like, you know, you might not have an opportunity like this again. You never know what happens. You get a family, have children, you can't really just up and leave. So they were very supportive. All of my friends were like, what the... And like, okay, this is out of the blue. Where did this come from? You already just moved across the country. What are you doing now? So my family was ultra supportive, and my friends were supportive, but they were also confused. What things in Korea are more expensive than in the US? And I will definitely have to say everything that is foreign, specifically food. For some cheese, you will drop a cool $10, 10,000 won. For butter, you will pay $7 for like a block of butter, not the little ones, but like a cool little size block. Everything foreign food is way more expensive, and it's not that it's, you know, it's just because it's not accessible. It's not made here. Most Koreans don't eat Western food, so you go to Home Plus or somewhere like that and you're paying $50 easily for 4 items. Next is, what things are ridiculously cheaper than in the US? Utilities, taxi, bus rides all throughout the country, rent, all the major things are way cheaper in Korea than they are in the US. My utilities, including phone, internet, gas, and power, I don't pay ever any more than $150 per month for all of it. And the most expensive thing that I pay for is for my phone, which is $80, but it's like all inclusive. The only thing I don't have is international calling, but it's all inclusive. And another thing is, when you sign up for phones over here, you don't pay for the phone. So you sign up, you choose the phone you want, you choose a contract, which is usually 2 years, and then you choose the plan that you want, but you don't pay for the phone. I didn't pay for my phone. I got a Galaxy S3 when it first came out, and I didn't pay for the phone. So that's something you will never, ever find in the US. I don't think you'll ever find that in the future now. You've never found it before. So there are so many things that are cheaper here that I wish I could take with me than in the US. She says, what do you think about Aegyo? Okay, little backstory. Aegyo is something that they call over here where a female will kind of baby talk to a male to get what she wants. So if she asks him for something, or she wants him to buy her something, she'll start doing Aegyo. Okay, so it'll be like, open, it's like whining, and it's like reverting back to childhood, and I'm not a fan. I can't stand it. Number one, the intonation of Korean language, it kind of lingers on at the end. So instead of just saying 안녕하세요, most times it's 안녕하세요, like, you know what I'm saying? Add on 10 times that for Aegyo, and then add a baby voice to it, and then take it real high pitch. I'm so not a fan. He gets on my nerves. I don't know how it works for any man. He probably just gets tired of hearing it and then does what she wants because, you know, that's the tactic, that's the technique, but I can't stand it. Would I date a Korean man? I would have to say that I never say never to anything. However, I highly doubt it. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm taller than the average Korean man. My build alone is bigger than the average Korean man. So that just would not work out on many levels for me. But I will say there are extremely great qualities in Korean man. My co-teacher, he is probably the most thoughtful and caring man that I probably have ever met. And I don't care what country it's in. He's very thoughtful. And it's tradition out here, usually, you know, the women clean, they cook, they do everything. He comes and he's like, oh, I was cleaning up. You know, I just don't cook, but I clean everything. I do everything. I help with the children. You know, he's really a great guy. So, and he's really taught me things about men. So while I probably wouldn't date one, that doesn't mean that I haven't learned qualities that I do want in one from a Korean man. Okay, so she wants to know my thoughts on how the Korean language sounds. So like I said, the 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, it's intonation. It goes up and down, up and down. And depending on the region, it will sound different. So someone speaking in Jeonju sounds very different from someone speaking in Gangwon-do. And so I was told that before I even got to Jeonju from people in Donghae. Jeonju's dialect is very like hard-hitting. It's very not forceful, but it's strong, okay? And it's intense and it's loud. Oh, these people are loud. These people are loud, okay? Down here in Donghae, it was much more subtle. It was quieter. It wasn't as intense. It was just low-key, relaxed. I don't think it sounds harsh, but like I said, the dialect and where you are in the country, it will differ. So in Jeonju, it does sound harsh. It does sound very intense. But, I mean, I'm not intimidated by it. I don't get nervous about it. The men nag a lot down here. Like, something will happen and then they'll talk about it for 5 minutes. And then it'll be just the intonation and then the intensity at the same time. It's too much. She asked me, do North Americans, know the country of Korea well? And I will say absolutely not. I don't know how many people, when I told them I was going to Korea, and even after my first year and I went home and I was like, yeah, I've been in Korea, automatic. Okay. First, they started panicking because they don't know the difference between North and South. Second, if they do know the difference, they're scared that we're going to get bombed. So the level of politics and everything that a common North American person knows about South Korea specifically is fully fed through mainstream media. So whatever is shown on the eyewitness news that night about South Korea, that's what they're gonna know. And I've experienced it while being here. I've had panic phone calls from family members. You need to get out of there. They just said that they're gonna bomb. They just said that they're shooting missiles. They just, like, it's constant fear. So a lot of information that North Americans get about South Korea specifically is all fear-based. And you know, I have my thoughts about that and the media and background plans and plots, but that's another video. Don't know about the geography. They don't know, you know, they're like, I tell them it's burning up hot in the summer and it's freezing cold in the winter, and they're like, oh, it gets that hot, oh, it gets that cold, oh, it gets cold. So it's, you know. And then I was talking to my best friend the other day, and I was like, you know, I haven't had my eyebrows done in a year. I can't just go to a nail shop and get my nails done. I haven't had that done in a year. you know, there's just certain things about life over here. It's completely different. It is a completely different culture. It is a completely different country. So in terms of like the specifics, unless you're friends with someone who is Korean who's been here, then you probably, the common North American, does not know. The biggest thing that people know about Korea is kimchi. I mean, when you say Korea, it says, oh, kimchi, oh, kimchi. You know, it's, and then there's a lot of confusion between Korea and Japan. And most of the times, they will be speaking about certain aspects of Asian culture, but be speaking about Japanese aspects, because the reality is, I would say we're more exposed to Japan and Japanese culture than Korean culture. And that kind of goes into the globalization thing of whether Korea can even become a globalized country, because right now it's not there. It's not even anywhere close. And it's funny because two of my students just interviewed me and asked me, you know, what are my thoughts on why do I think Hangul and the Korean language has not spread worldwide and like English has. And I just told them, you know, Koreans, they don't branch out. They're not a really globalized people. They stay to their own. They won't even speak to another Korean on the street because they say it's strange. So if you can't even speak to another stranger within your own culture, within your own country, how's that gonna work when you're trying to become this globalized country with other cultures? So that goes into that whole thing. But no, North Americans on average, we don't really know too much about Koreans. There's a gang of Koreans in where I'm from, LA. I grew up with Koreans, went to school with Koreans, learned from Koreans. I mean, because I went to the most diverse high school in LA at the time. So, I mean, duh. But if you grow up in some parts of the country where it's only your ethnicity group, you have no clue. Okay, you have absolutely no clue. So this was my tag. I asked her questions as well. I asked her about 9 questions, and I will link her channel below so you can go over and check her video out. If you liked it, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel. Thanks CosmoPink21, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.